Are there like magazines that you sort of patterned Little Caesar after, or that you liked a lot?
Well, those ones I already mentioned, pretty much. I mean, my favorite magazine was, I don't know if it still is, my favorite magazine was Tiger Beat. I just think it's a great magazine. I think the way it's laid, I love its layout. I think it does what it does as well as any magazine in its field. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, it really is just so attractive, and all the boys in there are so attractive. And their format is readable and jumps out at you, and it's pretty. And
I wish I had kept my copies. I would look at them again.
well, they're better. It's better now. It gets better and better. So I think teen magazines are actually the most successful magazines. I really like the way they're laid out. I mean, there's some interesting magazines. I mean, Web was kind of an interesting magazine, actually. And this is a new magazine called Alive that I think is really interesting. It's this performance magazine out of here. And, so I don't know. I mean, but those ones I mentioned were the ones I was thinking of.
Do you ever think that when a poetry group gets so incestuous, where there are definitely the insiders and outsiders, that the writing becomes sort of anonymous, that everyone starts at some point starting to write like everybody else? Because I thought that during the 60s that happened at St. Mark's.
You mean that generation, Mark Paget and...
Yeah. There was this kind of anonymous poetry where you couldn't tell which one was writing the poem.
Yeah, I think it's a real danger. But it doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen, but I think you've got to keep your eyes open to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because it's got to remain a group where people support one another's differences. Things. I think so far, this group here has been pretty good at that. I mean, there's going to be naturally some mutual influence, and that shows. I mean, but I mean, the differences between what Ed Smith is doing and what David Trinidad is doing and what Bob's doing and Amy's doing, and just on and on endlessly is significant. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so sure. I don't know that I think it happened. I think it began to happen with that generation. For me, it's like happening now. Really, I mean, this generation, a lot of them, are just basically reiterating. They're like little Ted Berrigans, or they're little Ron Pagets, or they're little Alice Notleys, or little James Skylar's, or something. Ashberries. It's amazing. I can't believe how that happened. Eileen and I were trying to figure it out, because Eileen's one of the few people that's really good. I mean, really doing her own work with that generation. I don't know how that happens.
Well, how does she operate within that context, if it's sort of closed and they influence each other?
She's sort of a star. I think that's how she survives. People look up to her, and people expect things for her to sort of be good. People expect her to do new things. I think because she sort of thought of it as a leader of it. I think. I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. So far, she's managed to do pretty well.
How did you decide to publish your work?
Peter Shelwell, who's a very close friend of mine, had always told me that she was great. She was like the best of the young year poets. He told me to read a poem by hers in the City Lights Journal, and I did. It was wonderful. And then I asked her to submit something to my anthology, Coming Attractions, and thought the work was interesting. And so I continued to see her work around. She had a magazine called Dodgems I liked a lot, and met her and liked her personally, and just. I just said, gee, I like your work, so why don't you submit something to me sometime? And about a year and a half later, or a year later, or whatever, she submitted this manuscript to me. I published it. She hadn't had a book out in a long time. She had two out around the same time, this one and the other one, the Professional Voice in the Plains, but, she was like very good and very well known and hadn't had any books out, so. It was a golden opportunity. The book sold incredibly well. It's like the fastest sellout Little Caesar's ever had. I have very few left. She's great. She's wonderful. Today for the magazine, and I accept maybe 1 out of 500 unsolicited manuscripts. That's not from somebody I already know.
From all over the country?
Everywhere, yeah, all over the world. I don't know where they find out about it. Because the magazine is distributed in Europe, so people get it there too. And the books too. So, yeah, it's just awful. I don't know what. People who obviously never read the thing. I used to do, when I was first writing, I just sent all my work everywhere, anywhere. I just wanted to get it published. It's naturally, anywhere, you don't care what magazine it